Hello, students. We're going to continue today with another very sad topic in World War II, which is the Holocaust. And so remember, we talked about the Holocaust before, and we said that the Holocaust happened when Hitler murdered 6 million Jews. So as we're reading about this, that is what I want you to consider, this question here, right here. How were 6 million innocent Jews murdered by the Nazis in Nazi Germany during World War II? How does that happen? Something like that. Imagine what that looks like. The island of Manhattan, where we live, has about 1.6 million. So that's almost 4 Manhattans filled with people. And you can see here we have one of the mass graves. And that came from some photos that were taken from Bergen-Belsen. It's a concentration camp after liberation. You can see here, horrible. This is one of the mass graves. Here is this terrible picture here. Is all the bodies being put up. You can see how skinny they are. They starved them. Here's another mass grave. And another one. So back to that question. How is that possible? How can people do that? So let's continue. Let's look back really quickly at some of our previous texts that caused World War II. And in this text, we learned that many Germans were really angry about the Treaty of Versailles. Remember, because they lost a lot of territory. You can see they lost territory and they were forced to make payments. They felt humiliated by this. They also suffered terrible economic problems like unemployment. And we also learned that high unemployment and poverty made many Germans desperate for solutions offered by the Nazis. So then we looked at this scenario where you had to imagine you're an 18-year-old. Why would you be vulnerable to the Nazi Party, the National Socialist Party? So now let's start with our new reading. And this reading is called The Holocaust Beginnings. So what was it? The Holocaust is one of the most terrible events in human history. It occurred during World War II when Hitler was leader of Germany. 6 million Jewish people were murdered by the Nazis. This included as many as 1 million Jewish people. Millions of other people that Hitler didn't like were killed as well. This included Polish people, Catholics, Serbs, and handicapped people. It is thought the Nazis murdered as many as 17 million innocent people. So in this paragraph, we see that they didn't just only kill Jewish people. They also killed Polish people, Catholics, Serbs, and handicapped people. And I added one sentence here because that was not here. They also killed as many homosexuals. They also killed homosexuals. So we had Jewish people, Polish people, Catholics, Serbs, handicapped people, and homosexuals. So in total, about 17 million innocent people, not soldiers, people. So why? Let's think about that. Why? Why did Hitler and the Nazis do it? And how? How did they do it? So those are the two big questions: why and how. So how did Hitler get so many Germans to hate Jews? Remember that we learned in our previous readings that many Germans suffered economically after the First World War, which lasted from 1914 to 1918. We read in the 1920s and 30s, many Germans were unemployed, and many Germans had to rely on charities such as soup kitchens and food pantries. So we saw the pictures of that in this article that we read. We saw the people waiting in line in soup kitchens and food pantries. Okay. They also felt humiliated because Germany had lost World War I and lost so much territory. Hitler made Jews the common enemy of Germans and gave them somewhere to place their anger by blaming Jews for their suffering. Now, I want you to understand this is something that leaders do throughout history. They find somebody to blame for their problems. It makes me think about like what we read and learned about Donald Trump, and when he's blaming immigrants and making the people in America hate immigrants and blame them for their problems. Okay, it's a very common thing that leaders do. Okay, back to the text here. So Hitler hated Jewish people and blamed them for Germany losing World War I. He considered Jewish people to be less than human. Hitler also believed in the superiority of the Aryan race. He wanted to use Darwinism and breeding to create a race of perfect people. And I want you to look right here at the picture. It says in 1933, Nazis forced German businessman Oskar Danker and his girlfriend, a Christian woman, to carry signs that said Jews and pure Germans should not be together. Intimate relationships between true Germans and Jews were outlawed by 1935. So they're trying to make their race pure, the Aryan race pure, right? Hitler wrote in his book Mein Kampf that when he became ruler, he would rid Germany of all the Jews. Not many people believed he would really do this, but as soon as he became chancellor, he started his work against the Jews. He made laws, right here we are. He made laws that said Jews had no rights. For example, in 1935, the Nazis announced two new laws that changed who could be a German citizen. The Reich citizenship law required that all Germans have German blood. As a result, Jews and others who lost their rights to citizenship. This took away their right to vote, but also made them stateless. This meant they could not get a valid passport for travel between countries or acquire a visa to leave Germany. So they weren't allowed to leave because he wanted to kill them all, right? Jewish identity badge. As another example, Jewish people were forced to wear yellow Stars of David badges on their clothes to identify them as Jews and to humiliate them. Those who failed or refused to wear the badge risked severe punishment, including death. For example, the Jewish Council Judenrat of the ghetto in Białystok, Poland, announced severe punishment up to and including death by shooting is in store for Jews who do not wear the yellow badge on back and front. So they had to wear them like right here, like a badge on their shirt. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Okay, so if you Google it, you can see lots of pictures of German people wearing these badges during the Holocaust. The design of the badge varied from region to region. Below, you find examples of badges worn in different European countries under Nazi rule. And you can see here it says, whoever bears this sign is an enemy of our people. Okay, here's the badge in France. Here's the badge in Belgium, Slovakia. There's two different types. The Netherlands. Here it is in Germany, Poland, Bulgaria, Romania, Yugoslavia, etc. So all of these were different badges they had to wear, like we saw here in the pictures. Right? Okay. Continuing on, Jewish people were not allowed to go to school with non-Jews, shop in stores, or eat in restaurants. And here we have a Nazi here putting up a sign telling German shoppers, do not use a store owned by Jewish people. And here is a sign excluding Jews, such as the sign shown here. They were posted in public places, including parks, theaters, and restaurants. This sign says in German, Jews are not wanted here. Okay. So the next step was that Hitler organized attacks on Jewish businesses and homes. On November 9th, 1938, many Jewish homes and businesses were burnt down or vandalized. This night was called Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass. So it was a really crucial event. We're going to watch that together. Okay, this does not have it doesn't have any sound to it, so we're just going to play it. Tens of thousands were arrested, were beaten. Some were killed. They said 70 people were killed. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is go back, reread this document, please. And what I'd like you to do is then answer the following questions by highlighting your answer choices in green. Okay, so like this one here, what was the Holocaust? And we know that that was when 6 million Jewish people were killed by the German Nazis. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to highlight it in green. Okay, so we'll continue with this on Thursday. We're going to continue and read more about the Holocaust, and we're going to have a class 2. You guys are going to meet with me on Thursday, and we'll talk about some of the issues that we are learning about. And I hope to see you then. Bye.